think I've seen the second one at all.
You did?
No.
You've seen the fight scene, didn't you?
No.
I thought you had talked about it.
No, I didn't see the second one at all.
You know how there's a fight scene between all the news crews and the...
Yeah, in the first one.
Yeah, well, the second one had that times, 3. And it had so many celebrity cameos.
Did we watch Anchorman 2?
Not that I remember, no.
That's the best scene. It's just funny as shit.
I don't think so.
There's so many different news crews that come in, each one with a host of celebrities. That's what makes the movie worth it.
Yeah, the first one was really funny, but I don't remember... I don't think I saw the second one.
I thought it was okay, but then again, I hated Anchorman 1 the first time I seen it.
Yeah, I didn't like it the first time I saw it. It's one of those ones that grows on you.
Yeah.
All right. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel, and for the second week in a row, Katrina Swathwood.
Oh, sad for you.
Yeah, sad for me. We can't get a real guest, so she has to fill in.
What a joke.
Yeah.
I think our last couple podcasts had to do with movies. This one is going to have to do with movies as well. Movie. Yeah. But this will be the last movie one until probably Rogue One towards the end of the year.
Like in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it comes out in 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. But what I'm saying is we'd record it afterwards and then it'd be a week later. So we'll have at least 2 podcasts in before then that are non-movie related.
Probably.
Maybe.
We should make promises.
We shouldn't make promises. Well, next week I want to do a holiday episode. That'll also be episode 20.
Did you say holiday because you don't want to say Christmas?
No, because I'm saying it's going to be between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so it's holidays.
But you just want to talk about Christmas stories.
No, we could talk about Thanksgiving stories.
I don't have any.
Anyways.
I have Hanukkah stories. You want some of those?
Yeah, well, you can
holidays.
You can tell Hanukkah stories. We'll tell Christmas stories. We'll see who our guest is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Anthony. Maybe we'll get Brian back or Travis.
Maybe we get Jesus.
He has some bad Christmas stories.
He's coming back.
Bad holiday stories.
Yeah.
But this one will be based on Fantastic Beasts.
Wait. Fantastic Beasts? I watched Fantastic Bitches. I thought it was weird. There's a lot of sex going on. I just downloaded it.
You just downloaded it?
Yeah. Now I know where to find them.
But Fantastic Bitches?
Yeah.
Where do you find them?
On the street corner. It's actually pretty easy, I guess. You just pull up. They hop in. Shabing, shaboom.
Shabing, shaboom.
Yeah. You give them $10.
Okay.
5 minutes later, you drop them off.
Is this
Fantastic
experience?
Bitches? Did you not watch the movie?
I don't think we saw the same movie.
This is Fantastic Bitches and where to find them. Come on. Get with it.
Well, we're going to talk about Fantastic Beasts. Do we need to pause it so you can go see it?
I'll just wing it.
Okay. I wish you wouldn't have seen it and tried to play it off like you did. We had talked about him not seeing it and trying to play it off like he
give
did.
away so much now. They probably could have winged it and it would have been... It's all good.
But okay.
We know how Katrina and I are kind of view it because we are much more invested in the Harry Potter universe than you are.
You've read the books, but
We've read the
in
books.
this family, I don't take that as
That doesn't mean anything.
a high accolade.
So, yeah, Katrina is known for not being... She could read a page and she doesn't remember what was on the
Very
last
true.
page.
There's probably a term for it. It's like, what do you call it when you get bumped in the head? You're an amnesic reader.
I have horrible short-term memory.
Yeah.
Like, really short term. Like,
Yeah. You read the same book, you forgot, I read this before.
she tries to pull into the gas station over and over again when she's running out of gas.
On the wrong side every time.
Yeah.
Horrible. But, so you've read all the Harry Potters.
I've read all the Harry Potters.
All 8 books and...
I actually haven't read Cursed Child yet.
I was saying, all the side stories, but not that one.
No, I haven't read Cursed Child yet because I was in the middle of reading American Gods.
Which is a Harry Potter offshoot.
Yeah. This is Fantastic Beasts is a prequel. American Gods is like a futuristic sequel.
Horrible sequel.
So Corey, because Katrina and I saw it together. Let's start at the top. What'd you think?
The movie on the whole, it's fine.
Just fine.
After I watched Doctor Strange, I don't think it wasn't as good as that. But it was okay. It made me pine. I was like, what movie should take place in the Harry Potter universe? Because like the idea that there was that fake Aura TV show.
Yeah.
Like just anything in that universe, I guess, has the potential to be cool. Like any little side story. On the whole, it was alright.
How'd you feel about Eddie
Eddie Redmayne,
Redmayne?
he's fine. Didn't have a problem with him at all.
I haven't seen him in much, but just from a glance, I wasn't a very big fan of his, and I really liked him in this.
He played it well enough. A little weirdo guy who's really don't like people
Awkward.
as much as he likes animals. So the other cat. Okay, so Dan Fogel. That's his name.
Dan Fogler.
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 Awesome. Love that guy.
Yeah, he was great in it.
Yeah, it's his facial expressions for any situation is awesome. I'm not a fan of like the female lead. She looked constantly on the verge of crying, even when it was like a non-sad scene.
Well, her life was in the shitter.
Yeah, she lost her status.
She lost her, like even at the end, she looked like she was about to cry at every fucking scene. I'm like,
Well, it's because
she was happy at the end. to
Yeah,
me.
she was gonna miss him.
she had such a sad, stubborn face. I
It's a
rather,
haircut.
I would rather had her sister take over the lead role. I don't know, but
How'd you like the gigglers?
which was
The drink.
Oh, that was funny. At first, I didn't understand.
What was going on?
The audience laughed. And I was like, okay, it's funny. 'Cause I thought he giggled at what he had just said. He made some funny statement,
Yeah.
and they took a drink at the giggler, and then he laughed really quickly and high. And at first, I thought he was laughing at his own joke, and then it occurred to me, oh, that's the name of the drink. That's funny.
Anything else that stands out for you? I mean, we'll go around the table.
Yeah, we'll talk about. I'm the revealy. I imagine this is spoilers, everything.
Spoilsies.
So I had no idea that Johnny Depp was actually in this movie. I thought he was just cast in part 2. So his reveal at the end, well, sort of out of the blue, and I don't know how much sense it makes in the grand scheme. I hadn't really thought about it, but cool. He looks weird as shit.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp playing another weird. I don't even know what he said the last. He's speaking in riddles, basically.
Since part of us dies or something along those lines.
Just a little bit of us dies.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm like, okay. It's like, Scooby-Doo, you caught me again. I would have got away with it without these meddling kids.
Yeah.
Part of me is just upset in the movie. Just how, like, the mystery and magic in Harry Potter, basically a group of people you didn't like because they're always trying to keep Harry Potter down or whatnot. And this one, the Ministry, what do they call them? The Magical Congress, MACUSA,
Mm-hmm.
which I only figure out what MACUSA. Did they mention in the movie? People shouting in the bar scene, "MACUSA are coming, MACUSA!" It's like Yakuza. What they say?
No.
Anyway, we seen a review on it later. I was like, "Oh, the Magical Congress of the United States of America." Okay,
Makes sense.
yeah, but I don't remember them stating that in the movie. Maybe they did really fast.
They talked about it. I think it was on signs and stuff too.
Okay, yeah.
Paper flipping.
Yeah.
Okay, you just hate their agency so much. It's such almost like bigots against like Muggles, and they have the weirdest death penalty.
Oh my god,
Right?
how brutal was that though?
For one, I don't know, knowing that the reveal was Grindelwald, but like taking that away and just pretending that basically the head Auror is the judge, jury, and executioner, and has zero evidence that any of the two main characters, he sentenced them to death. If you haven't seen it, and there's basically no concrete evidence they did it, and he listened to them give like a one sentence statement. I don't even think he listened to the lady argue why she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, okay.
And he just said, "You're."
And then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe it's Grindelwald, but no, the two nurses that took him in there seemed like they do that all the fucking time. They're like,
It was like communists, basically.
it
it's
was
like witch
euthanasia.
hunts.
I mean, it's like it's fine. You're going to a good place. It's like, how many people they fucking murder?
Yeah,
Straight up.
they basically take your good memories and make you willingly sit down in this chair, and then you get eaten by acid.
Yeah, like what a horrible death.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
It's not even like being an abracadabra would have been.
Yeah, you would rather
Your
that.
death.
Yeah, it would have been instant. So
It really is.
like I was thinking, this ministry, like it just is so fucked up in my head. Like, what the hell's wrong with
It's like an underground gang. It's
Ba-
not.
basically?
Well, I mean, it was like the FBI and them looking for communists almost.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, but the time period's a little off. If they
Yeah,
really
I mean, it
pushed
would have been later.
It was like 40 years early for that.
Yeah,
but
but I'm saying it's similar in that.
I thought
aspect.
the same thing. I have a lot of. I should let you guys get into it, but I have a lot of little beefs. I think of this that has nothing to do with the storyline, which was fine, but like I wanted cool wand play or like spells like canceling each other out is always fun. It was always think of some way inventive to stop somebody. Like in this, what's his name had his, what was that bird thing they had?
Sweeping death.
That was like the best thing that
was pretty cool.
Starman could have. But anytime there was a wand battle, especially with the Makuza, like I remember Sirius Black when they're fighting when he died, they're
Those
flinging
little
spells.
twirls, yeah.
They're flinging spells left, right, under the arm, doing stuff. In this, the Makuza, they point it like
Point
a
and
gun,
shoot.
and they don't move at all. There's no emotion. They just stare, and then
That happened up until you saw.
and then green screen of laser bolts flying. And the only thing is maybe the villain, him deflecting, but it wasn't like hardcore emotion.
before Colin Farrell turned into Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
When he's walking back and he's smacking everybody's away.
I like that. I wish all of them liked that, but every other person in that scene is just pointing basically a gun.
Well, what's her face and the main girl and Colin Farrell had the locking spell when they both locked onto each other when they were out in
I
the
like
street.
that. But I like the idea, just like lightsabers or fencing or something, that it's kind of like a duel. There's just like Harry Potter when they trained them to basically wand duel.
I can agree that
That in this one it wasn't like an art or a style. It's just basically wands or guns.
you know what was funny is where yes, wand play was better in Harry Potter than it was in Fantastic Beasts. Apparitions were way better in this than.
They were like fluid.
Yeah, they were way more fluid. He would jump off and then apparate. He would go.
Yeah, especially at the end when the subway.
Yeah.
That's how they were avoiding instant death.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's like they did it really well. Like they operated, especially to get away from people, and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's how that power should be. But it should even be more powerful than that. Like you can basically kill anybody, just apparate right behind them, zap, apparate behind them.
Yeah.
Like how do you stop somebody from just apparating, like everywhere, anywhere? Why did Newt Scamander have to take a boat to the United States?
They explain that online. You can't apparate that far.
How far can you apparate?
Not that far.
Can you apparate like over the ocean,
not
over the ocean, over the ocean, over
It's
the...
not teleportation.
What is it?
I don't know, but it's not teleportation. You can't.
Can
You can't go across
if
these.
you were seeing, you can like if you is it? I'm trying to think. Is it like what's the thing's power?
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. If you can see it, you can get there.
He can go anywhere though. Nightcrawler can.
So there's a distance
I think in
parameter.
some versions.
But in even apparition, it's not like they're disappearing and reappearing somewhere else. They have that almost smoke trail.
I'm just
type.
wondering, can you apparate in the air, like a mile above?
I'm not
Just
Rollin. I'm just. I read.
roll with me.
I know that I read that she said you can't apparate that far. She answered a ton of questions
Blue
on
powder
Twitter.
wasn't invented yet.
I don't know.
It's the best way for a Madge, not a non-Madge, is to travel by boat and have to go through real U.S. customs.
I
That
like
sounds-
that. I like that part.
That sounds dangerous, like for the magical community. Shouldn't they have their own boats?
Yeah, maybe.
You have to like, what if he got caught and then he has one taken away? Isn't that like a threat? Everything they stand against to be revealed.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's like 8 ways in Harry Potter for the travel. There's a port key. There's flu powder. There's apparating.
There was an explanation
There's
on why.
broomsticks.
There was an explanation why it couldn't be a port key either.
Why couldn't it be a broomstick?
Well, it seemed like
Are
they
you really
were-
gonna fly that far? I mean, how fast does a broomstick go?
I don't know, but how long did it take for like,
A boat?
say, a flight? Okay, so you're not. What if you're traveling? What if you're 100 miles per hour? How long would it take you? How fast does a plane travel? 600?
It's 500 miles an hour.
Something like that.
I don't know. Take a round trip. I don't know.
But airfare was a lot different in the 1920s.
I think about to the end. I was like, he's leaving on the boat. I was like, isn't there some better way to travel across country from magical people and
Not if
take
you're trying to lay low.
fucking like? I was thinking
He
there
wants
should
to
be.
blend in.
I was thinking, doesn't matter. You can just like they had the magical erase button. The whole end sequence was a magical erase button. A green screen, point your wand at something. Not even have to do like a flick, and everything just goes back to the way it was. Like,
Well, that's not new.
no, I know, but it's like, at one point does that spell just become like OP? It's just not. It like you think if somebody's like trying to rearrange something telekinetically, you might have to like think about where it goes. This spell just no, it's just gonna go back to
It's
exactly.
a rewind button.
Except on only the things that got damaged.
Dumbledore did that in what was it? Order of the Phoenix, when he was fighting Slughorn, and Slughorn
Yeah.
made that he was the chair, and he destroyed the room to make it look like it was attacked.
Yeah,
He made everything go back, but it also makes the Weasley's house being destroyed a lot less dramatic because they could have just been like,
yeah, it does makes everything less dramatic. I like the rain, forgetful rain. I did not expect them to follow through with erasing that guy's memory, Fogel.
But did they?
Jacob.
Well, it didn't. It seems like at the end they give a hint that he has suppressed memories and it's going to come back to him.
I hope so, because I really liked it.
I immediately thought he was going to step out in the rain and be like, actually, that poison you got bit by from that one thing actually prevents. Like, why didn't he just travel with Scamander?
I like the fact that all the stuff that he made were the little creatures and stuff. So
it was cute.
Even that shows that he still has suppressed memories.
This is a movie trope, but how long do you think Scamander was in New York? Technically, it seemed like a couple days, a week.
Yeah, maybe.
And by the end of it, movies are a little different, but you feel like two characters have been through some shit, are best friends. How many people have you known for like 4 days that you cry and tear up like, you were my best friend?
It depends if they saved my life or not. I might have more of a...
He didn't have to help him.
Yeah, I might have a closer...
He really didn't help him. At the end, he didn't do shit.
He also showed him an entirely different world. I was thinking more of the girl and the guy because Scamander saved her life when she was about to burn in that acid. Like, I could see where you could grow close to somebody that saved
I
your
was
life.
thinking more the conversation between, why'd you keep me around? Because you're my friend. It's like, you've known the guy for like 3 days, dude. Like,
he also could have just trying to make him feel better.
Yeah, I guess so. I was like, I get the sentimentality. I kind of feel it because it's kind of supposed to be the sad scene of the movie, but I was like...
Well, they had a good...
I don't even think we'd be that sad. We know each other 10 years.
They had a good relationship on screen.
Yeah,
they played well together.
The duo was fine.
Yeah.
I think the movie's at its height, or not height, but like when they went down to a zoo, I was like, this actually is really cool. Like even if they spent like 15 minutes down there, I was like, this is actually, I think that's when the movie actually became like sort of picked up in a way. And I liked that whole.
I thought I was worried because the first 20 minutes I was like, oh.
When they going around the bank.
I was like, this isn't.
Do.
Once I first saw magic, I was like, cool, but I'm like, this is really not going anywhere very fast.
The question, this is just, me trying to figure out how the world works. Those animals, none of them meat eater, or I've seen a couple eating bugs in his zoo.
He had in the zoo.
Like didn't some eat like a bug flying by and moved on.
Yeah, when Dan Fogler or Jacob was feeding them, and they also had a bunch of chopped up meat to feed that.
Yeah.
Those things with the octopus
basically,
mouths.
he has a zoo in his briefcase, all interconnected, where he basically has a lion, a rhino, and if they're like real animals, you figure they wouldn't get along. At one point, the lion's gonna go over to a fucking group of monkeys.
Well, some of them were also in.
He had biomes, but they weren't. None of them were. They
were completely enclosed, except they had run. One of them had ran through them.
Which one was completely enclosed?
The winter one and the plains one. They were all completely closed with wood.
They had like a backdrop, but like it wasn't going to hold them in. It didn't look like.
Yeah, but you would assume.
I thought it was more just for like.
You would assume that an animal isn't just going to charge at what looks like.
It's very like.
Not to mention if he has that big of a relationship with all the animals.
Well, we assuming.
He probably slowly introduced them.
Oh, we assuming they're all super smart animals, not like magical versions of the same animals we have here. Because you said before, you don't want a tiger in your house because they're naturally dangerous. So it's the same. Like no matter how much you can train a wild animal, at one point in time, it's still a fucking wild animal.
Yeah,
they have like if the rhino was in heat in there, it would have been fucking like it was about to fuck a hippo, dude.
But a tiger,
it would be fucking all of those animals.
A tiger is not going to listen to me nearly as much as it's going to listen to like Siegfried and Roy. I mean,
it's still Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah,
so.
I understand. But there's different levels of expertise in the area of specific animals.
Well, I was like, I get if you use the explanation they're magical, so they don't act like normal animals.
They're magical.
That's
so
all you have to say.
Like
I'm like, they don't. I was like, come on, they act wild, out, natural. They destroy everything out in New York City, but you tell me inside the zoo. They're just fucking peaceful, like they're all serene in there.
Yeah.
They don't fucking...
Maybe he pumps...
The snake doesn't grow to a super big size to fill the space?
No, they were in the little container.
That thing kept them...
The little nest.
Yeah.
That's why you have to put the lid on the teapot.
So
we didn't want to jump out.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just put it in the suitcase immediately? Or use the suitcase Why throw the roach in the suitcase?
You're really nitpicking here on stuff.
I
That's what he does.
And I can't remember. I had some other names. I'll think of it. You guys should say what you liked about it. Now, this is say I nitpick, like things that I don't think make sense in a movie that is magical. So, if at any point anytime says, "Well, it's because of magic," it's like my argument is can't be an argument, but I guess they'll try to poke holes in it. Like
it's the Force.
They just need a time turner. Why didn't Grindelwald have a time turner? He could fix everything. But bad things happen to wizards who meddle with time. Yeah, right. This guy kills people. He fucking want that shit in a second. Like the Deathly Hallows shout out with that little thing. Yeah. I'm stupid for not catch. I noticed that. I was like, oh, I guess he put in the Deathly Hallows over there. And I didn't think like that. Did he have the Master Wand or the Elder Wand?
The Elder Wand, I didn't notice.
And who disarmed him? It was if it wasn't Newt, it was the girl.
She did.
Yeah.
Did she? Mm-hmm. So if it was the Elder Wand, don't think it is yet.
That'd be
but
fun if it
that
came
would
back.
be a reason for him to come back. Besides, you assume. So I read a little bit of timeline. Grindelwald should have already known Dumbledore because he fled Europe. Together, right? Dumbledore's sister should already be dead, I think, technically.
Okay.
So when he was interviewing Newt, saying, "And why is this Professor Dumbledore take a liking to you?"
So you really wanted to?
So it's like, that fucker likes you. I'm gonna fucking, you're dead, you know.
Yeah.
So now he may have like a personal vendetta against Dumbledore's favorite student.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get behind that. That's kind of a reason for them to interlock stories again in a way.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, because I know that Johnny Depp's supposed to be the co-lead in the next one, and I'm wondering
if it scales back the.
Well, it's going to scale back the Newt, and Grindelwald's going to be the co-lead, but I wonder when they're going to introduce young Dumbledore.
I thought of another nitpick. Sorry, has to do with MACUSA. It's like when they all had their big meeting, they basically brought looked like some Africans, the Brits, some other countries like Russia, to say, hey, you guys, Americans are fucking up, we're going to spoil the magic community. And then Newt, here we found the culprit. And the Brits recognize it's Newt Scamander, he's pretty famous. And everyone's like, he's the hero of World War One.
They said that's his brother?
Who said it?
One of the people said that's his brother. That was his brother.
Whose brother?
Newt got expelled from Hogwarts.
Wait, who's the guy who was talking was his brother, you saying?
No, they said the war hero and they said no, that's his brother.
Oh, I thought he said didn't Newt say he rode a dragon in battle? He's like, everybody fought in the war.
He said he worked primarily with dragons in something battalion or something or other.
And he said everybody, no, that was Fogel who said everybody fought in the war. So, okay, so I thought in my head that there were people saying that Newt was the one who was a war hero.
No, it was his brother.
His brother.
Okay, but in this way.
They wouldn't have put that in there if it doesn't have some sort of...
Yeah, that's cool, sequel-wise.
Segue.
But here's what I'm thinking. If you still figure, even back then, if you're a British citizen or something, that you basically... They should have some say in, like, his punishment. So, he was given a death sentence, but he's a British citizen. That has no effect on...
Well, did they know he was going there? Did he go there?
He was arrested right in front of them, and I was expecting the British people to say, hold on a second, we need to send a diplomat... We should... I was like, no, diplomat.
She has excellent foresight with stuff that she does.
How did all those diplomats get there?
They rode a boat.
The day after, everything almost got spoiled. Like the monster wreaked havoc on the city.
Maybe they took a port key.
I think I just poked a big hole in this shit. It seemed like they called an emergency meeting, and everybody got there real fucking fast. But you gotta explain the port keys can't exist.
There might be some connection to Newt not being able to do certain things because he didn't...
If you tell me he was traveling incognito, that's a better answer.
Well, I mean, Hagrid is not allowed to use magic at all. And he got expelled from Hogwarts. He wasn't even allowed to keep his wand.
Yeah.
Newt
so what situation is Newt in where he was expelled but he got to keep his wand? Is he not allowed to do certain things? Maybe he's not allowed to use a broom. Maybe he's not supposed to apparate. I don't know.
Nobody brought that up, so... If that was a thing, you'd think somebody say, "Hey, why that guy got a wand?" I don't know. You think when they go to register it in the registry of wands.
In the registry of wands.
Yeah, which is a thing. That
well, they had to.
They might have known that he wasn't allowed to have a wand, so there's that argument.
Well, he obviously didn't have any intention of going to let him know he was there.
Yeah, so I kind of some of my questions have been answered in his talk. That I like the idea if he's traveling incognito because he has illegal animals or something, that he might take a Muggle ship, but then the fact that he couldn't get there.
Well, it's not that he had illegal animals; they didn't have magical beasts there in America. They weren't allowed.
There's no breeding of magic, or no bringing, but I think they exist there. You just weren't allowed to bring in foreign animals or breed them there.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, there has to have been there someday naturally, because that one griffin's home place was Arizona.
Yeah.
So, and this is me thinking magical world, whatever. Hogwarts, you don't have to deal with them dealing with muggles very much, because they exist in, like, basically a different realm in a way, like, kind of hidden from the eyes of people. But in this movie, everything's just there, just kind of legitimately hidden behind, like, a door. Or, like, a magic... So, you know.
Right.
But if these magical creatures are as wild in New York as they are when three of them get out of the bag of Newt's bag, like, when they're out in the wild, how have humans never seen them or encountered them? Like, the rhino with the goddamn glowing
head.
dildo brain. If that's out in the wild, it cannot turn invisible. How the fuck have muggles never seen it?
And that's why I want to say that they weren't there.
Well, okay, in England then, muggles had... And if they have any sort of population at all... Like, I understand, okay, the invisible ones, the Nargles, the ones only people who have seen death can see. But, like, unless they have giant reservations that muggles can't access...
Well, how many beasts did you see in the original Harry Potter? So you saw Buckbeak?
Just the ones
The hippogriff?
and dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and anything you've seen running wild, obviously, no human muggles can see, but you figure Hogwarts out in the country is kind of different than
Smack dab in the middle of the city. Yeah.
But throughout history, if magical creatures have been around since, you know, the dawn of time, it's like a lot of humans had to be obliterated or...
What do you guys think of Ezra Miller?
I think he did a good job.
Such a creep.
He was creepy.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, we took Parker, who's 7, and he was creeped
Scared.
out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because especially when his face shook and everything, because he's like, I don't know if I want to control it, and his face started shaking, and it went. That's when he turned into what were they called?
That's what I was going to ask you. Curiosity or Curios? Obscurios.
Obscurities or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a cool thing. Katrina had said it that, you know, something like that is created when somebody's trying to suppress their magic.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool aspect.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the difference between suppressing it, like, and what Harry Potter went through? So Harry Potter didn't know he had magic.
These are people that know they have magic and they try to suppress it.
So if Harry Potter was told you have magic, would he have...
He would have probably embraced it because he wanted to get out of the situation he was in.
So, like, what's the difference? Basically, the same magic is flowing in him, but because he didn't know he had magic, it didn't affect him?
Well, he's not trying to suppress it.
Right.
It's not
It just came naturally. It wasn't something...
What's the difference? What is Ezra Miller trying to suppress? Like,
he's in a situation, he's in a situation where he doesn't want to do magic because he's in
He's an orphan.
So,
the woman who's taking care of him.
Magic some over, like, tempting, like smoking a cigarette, like, as soon as you get emotional, you have to let it out. You have to...
Well, he was in a place that was called the Second Salem.
I understand that, but it's like, I don't understand, like, you suppress, like, it seems kind of a way that, like, magic is some, like...
Disease?
Or it's like having blue balls. I'm like, oh my god, the longer you keep it in, it's just going to back up, dude. It's like, it's some, like, energy you have to get out of you or something.
Well, look what happens when the kids get their letters to go to Hogwarts. Like, they're, what, 10?
11.
Okay. So they go to learn how to control this ability that they have. These kids don't have that.
Not only do they not
And
have
they're being
it,
persecuted because
the
they
kid
can
in
do
Africa
stuff.
died at 8.
Right. And that's what they were talking about, how strong this obscurity was because he was so much older.
But I don't...
it's basically told. If you masturbate, your dick's gonna fall off. So you try to not do it for long periods of time.
So,
if you're told that magic is bad your whole life, and you find out you're a wizard,
are you telling me, like, because they know they are magical, and they know they can't do magic, it builds up inside of them? And
Well, you gotta figure that they don't know that they're magical when it first starts happening.
it's
They
the
don't
same
know
thing.
what's going on.
It's the same thing as suppressing feelings. All that shit comes out anyways. I mean, that's a real thing. I can attest to that.
So, if they don't do magic, then it's building inside of them one way or another. Like, what? No,
Well, like
not.
with Harry, things just started to happen. Like, he started talking to a snake. He didn't even know he was talking to a snake. It's just things start to happen.
Yeah, he had like 2 or 3 incidents.
Right, so there's a period
But
of time where they're persecuting.
He was older than
people.
8, so I mean, technically, he was suppressing his magic from like.
But he didn't know that magic existed. This is somebody that does, and they're saying not me, not me, not
that's
me.
weird. It's like not knowing that hate exists doesn't mean you don't feel that. So if Harry Potter didn't know magic exists, he's still suppressing his magical feelings because it's there. Just because he don't know it's there doesn't mean it doesn't exist within him.
But you're not actively suppressing something. That's like me trying to convince myself I don't have stress and I don't have anxiety, and I'm telling myself that I'm fine.
If you didn't know stress existed, you don't think you'd feel stress at all?
I didn't know for fucking... If we want to get real serious, I didn't know that when I hyperventilated or had these attacks that's what anxiety was until I went to therapy.
So it wouldn't have affected you because you know it existed.
I didn't have fucking panic attacks.
He was just crazy.
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy. I just thought it was... I thought it was normal.
Like...
This is a person that knows from a kid that magic is real.
Like, he knew his parent...
No, I get it. They understand. He's seen magic happen. And it just seems like, oh, I know magic happened, and I really wish I could do magic, but I'm told I'm not allowed to, so I have to keep it bottled up inside me.
Well, it's not even like he's told he's not allowed to. Like, they're talking about burning people.
Beating him.
They're beating them.
Yeah. Okay. I really can't. So basically,
here, hand out these leaflets. We're gonna go burn people.
If they just explain like, oh, kids who are like super stressed out and going through some like fucked up shit when they're kids, and they don't vent, and they have magical powers, then the magical powers might assimilate into something horrible. Like basically, what I heard though was, if you keep this magical bottle energy inside you locked up and bottled, capped, that one day it's just gonna fucking.
Well, Grindelwald wanted to weaponize
That's the exact same thing they tell you about your actual feelings when you keep all that shit bottled up.
I'm just saying, that's fine if magical, like if it affected people who knew they were magic and people who didn't. Like, I mean, this is actually like legitimate feelings, and it's disregarding something that's a real thing, but just one word tweaking it. You could feelings versus magic or whatever. If this kid felt it, Harry Potter should have felt it. The bottling, he was shunned by the Dursleys just as much. The only difference is he didn't know that magic existed, and this kid did. So that makes him prone to freaking exploding into darkness and killing people.
Yeah, but he's actively suppressing. Harry doesn't know that he's suppressing anything.
Right.
It's weird. If you don't know,
it's letting itself out regularly. I mean,
let's say Harry Potter's magic, and he was actively suppressing it, but he didn't know he was. But it's still bottled up inside of him.
It's not, though. Anytime... it's just the snake thing... First of all, you didn't read the books, Corey. Second of all, just because the snake thing and the thing with his aunt, that doesn't mean it was the only situations where it happened. So it's like having a wet dream. If you don't fucking masturbate, it's going to come out anyway.
I do like that argument. So Harry Potter made the glass disappear, which is an amazing spell. You can never replicate that.
How about this? So let's go back to the wet dream analogy. So... It'd be making yourself stay up permanently, so you didn't have a wet dream.
So it's a blue ball thing. That's what
there you go. You're going
so
back to
there's
blue
some
balls.
magic juice inside you that's building up. But Harry Potter makes the glass disappear without knowing it, and it was 100% unconscious because I don't think he wanted the glass to break. It just did.
Yeah.
So what Ezra Miller's character, I can't remember his name. Credence. Could he accidentally still make glass disappear and be like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that?
I don't think he could control anything. He would just get so frustrated
I'm sorry,
and angry.
Just bottles were bursting everywhere he was fucking walking because he's like, oh no, I shouldn't do this, but I really can't control it.
He's a good actor, actually.
Because he played like a weird creepo in this really well. So yeah, I guess
he was an abused child. Like
the haircut didn't help him.
So what would you give the movie?
But you guys haven't said your review yet.
Well, she's gonna go next.
This is hard because I've been criticizing it, but not a horrible movie. So in the aspect that the first half of the movie, him collecting his beast, and that's like a fun little thing, like jump on you, and then
I didn't even know that Grindelwald stuff was going to happen. If it was going to go, that it was going to go that far into the Wizarding world, I thought it was awesome.
And what's his name? Didn't have anything to do with what do you call it? The Curio Obscurio. What's his name? Newt. I don't know, with no bearing in the last fight. He got his ass handed to him multiple times. He was basically dodging stuff. And
he wasn't trying to fight, though. He was trying to protect the kid.
He didn't do even okay, the kid settled down. I settled down. Okay, here comes big baddie, big fight again.
Well, I don't think
the lasers settle him down, and here comes everybody else, and then they.
Well, I don't think Newt's also. If he got expelled from Hogwarts, he's an expert in magical creatures, but not in magic itself.
or
I'm saying,
defense.
this
or
is an Indiana Jones problem. If Indiana Jones was taken out of The Last Crusade, would have been a happy ending. Yeah, it would have been better. If Newt wasn't in this, would the ending have been the exact same?
no,
Like,
because he apprehended
the-
Grindelwald.
Yeah, because he apprehended. Yeah,
And
he
he revealed
apprehended.
who he
Grindelwald.
was.
Do you think he would have killed all the Makuza right there?
It certainly looked
Yeah.
like he was about to.
And Madam President was just standing there like, oh, this sucks.
I would like to believe that the Makuza would have killed him. Like, that was basically going to be his Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Like, that he would not have survived. But then again, besides, like, Ezra Miller still would have died. It would have played out almost exactly the same. Except the woman apprehended. It wasn't Newt, like you said.
What?
Well,
Somebody said the woman.
she took his wand.
Yeah, she took
So-
his wand, but he got him hooked
He got him
with.
bound.
He did a
Yeah.
swoop-de-doo.
Swoop-de-doo.
So I would like to think the Makuza, like 40 on 1, no matter how powerful this wizard was, would have probably killed him, especially if they were trained
don't know.
FBI agents.
He was the Voldemort before Voldemort, and nobody took Voldemort down except for Dumbledore.
I've never seen Voldemort go like 50 on 1. Voldemort was doing like a shadow war for half of his insurgency. He would never appear in public, for one. So you
Yeah.
tell me, there at least had to been like some. I understand he's an expert. Fuck the cutoff of being a fucking supreme dark wizard compared to being like basically the FBI auras. He must have been fucking to take on 40 on 1. You tell me he's 40 times better than all these other guys?
Well, there was. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, it showed him take out 5
He
instantly.
got 5, and I think that should have been like, let's call it tops, like triple kill or Kilimanjaro shit. But I like to think that it would have still ended the same way. Like 40 on 1, he would have probably gotten a fucking magic spell to the knee that he couldn't.
With that being said, what would you give the rating?
Okay, no, I'm just saying. So, barring that Newt had no super bearing on, like, he wasn't the hero, the story wasn't Harry Potter and whatnot. Still a good movie. I'm giving a movie a grade. It's weird, but I would say like a B plus.
Yeah. As far as like, I would put it. I like this better than I liked any of the Hobbit movies. It's obviously better than Crystal Skull.
I'm such a Lord of the Rings fan. Yeah, Crystal
I would
Skull.
honestly put it above the Star Wars prequels. I mean, it was definitely a solid, especially a start to a 5-movie series.
I'd have to see it again. I mean, I know the prequels suck, but there's some lightsaber battles. There's Darth Maul.
Yeah. But you
no,
can't.
That was a duel. There's no fucking duels in this movie.
You
like
take
that.
10 minutes out of. I don't want to get into that because I have
No.
something I want to get into before.
There's 5 seconds of Grindelwald being awesome, and then there's no other like duels in the movie. So
I liked all
I
the
don't think
characters
about
and
that.
stuff
Yeah,
too.
the
I
character
mean,
development was good.
no, that's fine. But you want like the biggest
But
action
they're
piece.
starting a story. It's not like
The biggest action piece was a gas cloud coming after them. It was like,
I mean, how
eh.
many wizard battles are there in the other ones? The biggest wizard battle is Dumbledore versus Voldemort in Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Episode 8. There's a million people fighting.
Well, I
at
mean,
once.
but you had
Well,
what
that's a
5?
war.
you had-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have
No.
5 movies
Okay.
of nothing. You're saying? I mean, no,
They
there
were
was.
kids. It started, started
Right.
as a
You
kid
gotta
movie.
start off slow.
But let's just say it started with Order of the Phoenix.
But that's like seeing the first 2 and saying there's no wizarding battles.
Yep.
That's like seeing Lord of the Rings 1 and at least wanting one cool freaking fight before you get to the Return of the King, where there's fucking a war. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure there will be
They're
more,
building.
especially as Grindelwald.
I was hoping Newt would hold his own against Grindelwald in a way. I guess
I
impossible-
wasn't. I wanted to see him get beat because he's not on the same level. I mean, that
No,
would
but
just.
I want him to pull all his animal tricks. He had one animal that was the best thing about his character was that he had, what do you call it, the reaching death?
The sweeping death,
Sweeping-
I think it was.
Like the fact that he had that was basically a yo-yo with a bird
Yeah.
on it.
The
Like,
creatures were cool.
If he had a couple of those, he had the lockpicking one, but that was basically the end of his animal expertise that lent him to fighting. Like like the idea that he basically has all these. If he had a couple more of those in his pocket, basically.
What's cool is that at some point you're going to get to see. Dumbledore is famous because he beat Grindelwald. That's how he became as famous as he
In
was.
1945.
And so you're going to see that in either the 4th or 5th movie.
Yeah, which means Newt's is he going to have any part to play in that?
I think it'll slowly shift where you're going to get Newt, and I don't think they're all going to be called Fantastic Beasts.
No, obviously not.
Well, they're gonna shift. They're gonna do his segue with Lestrange.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad they have shouts that. Next one's going to be in Paris, France.
yeah.
You guys didn't even discuss the movie, so I mean, I talked for like 80% of that. Back.
Yeah.
What's your overall opinion?
I loved the first quarter of the movie. I thought was really slow, and I was really worried about how it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it, I thought was awesome. Same thing, solid B plus, maybe an A minus.
No complaints. Villain, nothing. Monster in it. Reveal.
Other than the first 20 or so minutes being slow, no, I don't have any complaints at all. After that, I hope Ron Perlman's in it again. I mean, it was kind of a cool character to just disappear. Did you notice that his fingers bent backwards?
Yeah.
Like his fingers didn't go forward. They were all curled backwards like he had been punished.
I had noticed. That's cool.
Like, I don't know if he was a house elf at one point.
Who became freed at some point.
What.
He's wearing clothes, fancy clothes.
Yep.
Obviously, he's done with his manuscript. So, I mean, I don't know if the second one can even be called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But I liked it a lot, and I liked the very subtle connections to, mentioning Dumbledore once, the Deathly Hallows pendant, having a Lestrange in there. I thought it was cool, and I hope Fogler's back. That's my big thing. I give it solid B plus, A minus.
I thought of a few more complaints. This is fun.
Of course.
No, this is just fun because, for one, this is the relationship between Fogel and the woman. I thought was so just there for the movie because she found him interesting because he was a Muggle. It's like he was most interesting, but he did nothing interesting. Basically,
It's because they can't talk to Muggles.
He laughed at her jokes, but it's like I love you. Basically, more or less, she's basically fell head over heels because he's Muggle.
Because they're being told that all the Muggle people or the non-match people are going to hate them and want to burn them.
You're so unique.
The fact that he was
a normal, he did nothing extra. He said
he
nothing
was instantly accepting of everything that he saw. He didn't judge them. He didn't try to run away from them. He wasn't rude to them. He wasn't scared of them.
She didn't have any interest with Newt.
But he's a wizard.
So just the fact that he's a Muggle makes her instantly in love with him.
No, the fact that
I mean, like saying you have an African American to your house, and because he didn't say anything stereotypical or is like
that's like me meeting somebody from the South. That's like, oh, I'm cool with gay people.
You're like,
cool.
You're like, fuck, I want to marry that guy.
You're accepting. I understand that. That's great.
So I thought the love.
Or how about people fucking chicks in America when guys come from Australia? They're like, oh my god, I love your accent.
Let's marry in 3 days. I love you.
Yeah.
So
just because you've never cared about anybody before in your life.
I thought that was a little forced. Like the relationship between Newt and the main girl, absolutely fine because they went through some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the end where they're like, I'll come back and deal with the book to you in person. I was like, that's actually a really cool line. I like that. It's maybe take it not a
I like
ship.
that he walked halfway up the bridge and stopped.
Yeah, that was fine. I don't feel like that was forced, but I felt like the other one was kind of like, oh yeah, you're really in love with that guy. You can read anybody's mind. You want to read that guy's, you would think it would be exactly like Jessica Jones, where she would be interested in somebody whose mind she couldn't read because that would be unique to her. So I was like, maybe it'll be like she can't read Muggles' minds very well, and that's why she's, struck by him. But no, it's like she could read his mind better than anybody, more than Newt. She can't read Newt's mind very well.
Yeah,
well, he liked cooking, and she liked cooking.
I guess that's one thing. He gave her compliments, and it's like the nicest lady in the movie. Absolutely, always smile, and nobody ever gives her a compliment. Like her life must suck. And second problem is, you told me there was going to be a lot of Hermione. There's no Hermione.
Are you Brian?
You said she was going to be in this Beast movie, and was it Fantastic Beauty and the Beast and Where to Find Them?
I can't wait to see Beauty and the Beast.
This movie needed 100% more Hermione. I don't want to see her in any other Beast movie, dude. It's kind of.
What'd you think of the movie,
ridiculous.
Katrina? Because I got something I want to go over and see what you guys think of.
On Hermione scale, would you give it?
Hermione scale.
Would you give it like Prison of Azkaban, or would you give it Deathly Hallows Hermione?
It felt really weird when it first came on. It just felt like it was odd. And I don't know. It just felt like cheating.
And then you walked out and never looked back?
No. It got off to a slow start, but I had no problems with it. I liked it more than I thought I would.
Are you just repeating Robert's words?
No.
Come on, say something original.
I didn't think I wasn't like the main guy at all.
Well, we already got every complaint that you could possibly have.
Yeah, right? I have nothing else to complain about. I did not like the Madam President.
Did you feel any of... Because she's African American, dude?
No. She didn't do anything.
She was kind of cold.
Neither did Newt, and you liked him.
He did all kinds of stuff.
What are you you talking about? No, she just, I don't know. I didn't like it.
She was complaining like during the movie how much she didn't like her.
The president was there to be basically what the Ministry of Magic is, just a MacGuffin to be in the way of the main character.
I don't know.
In a way, I mean,
The last minister
whatever.
was Kingsley Shacklebolt.
No,
He's a
he's
badass.
awesome.
That's fine. That's what we think. Has there ever been a time in the main series where like the Ministry is there, like 100% got your back, dog?
No.
The
It's
second
like-
one, he's got Harry his books.
Yeah, he
and
said-
he met him at the Leaky Cauldron.
Which one? Who are we talking
No,
about?
that's the third one.
Oh, okay.
When he blew up his aunt, and he's like,
Yeah,
nobody
he's like,
gets
"Don't
kicked
worry
out of
about
Hogwarts
it."
for a little bit of magic. But in the next, in
He's
two
like,
movies
"Oh,
later,
Then
it's
they,
the
wow.
they
girls.
put him on trial.
Yeah. But no,
Um,
I wasn't impressed by her at all.
So I was like, the minute I knew from the minute they go in, it's like, okay, a bunch of stuck-up people are going to be basically homophobic or mugglist or
And they're meeting in these like corners of the Ministry of Magic down in there and doing weird stuff.
Why do they
It's
call
just
them
weird?
non-mages, but they still call auras? I thought that would be weird.
See, I made that
Also-
point too.
You would think that's a very like Brit thing, like they call.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so I was hoping they'd call them something cool, but because they're all dressed like freaking cool FBI agents in trench coats and
Yeah,
top hats or fedoras.
I like the 1920s garb. I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool. Yeah,
They look like gangsters.
yeah.
What were they raiding Ron Perlman's place for? Like they said, Ron Perlman, you tipped him off. That was his bar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he was running something illegal down there because they all had to disappear.
Yeah, but when you find something that's worse than what you're doing, the government usually gives you a pass.
But he didn't get the reward. Obviously, like the operator, like what was his plan? They could operate immediately, right?
I
Shouldn't
guess.
can House cast spells? Shouldn't they like?
Well, you saw Dobby hit
Yeah.
fucking
Shouldn't
Lucius.
he have done something like what's that one where he frees people?
Petrificus Totalis?
Couldn't he have done that? Like, fucking give me my reward right now.
Yeah.
But he's just like, yeah, I called the feds. I'm out of here. Oh, he didn't get. He got fucking punched in the face by
Yeah, he
Fogel.
did.
But everybody else was like, we're out of here.
Did you like the movie, Katrina?
I did like
Because
the
I got to
movie.
move on to something I want to talk to you guys
Well,
about.
let's move on then.
No,
I
I mean-
liked it.
Basically, he had like a pound of silver.
There's a lot of silver.
To get his loan.
I don't know how banks work, but like, isn't if you want a loan, you just repay it back. Like,
Different back then.
I guess like so you needed the money, you need something that was worth as much money as you're borrowing.
No, he had to have collateral, like a portion that they could hold over him if he didn't pay his bills. So they had something to reap if he defaulted on his loan. Just like nowadays.
Yeah. So I mean, if you put up and there was a quarter,
Okay.
and he immediately defaulted, they still down 3/4. So
So I found the list I wanted to look at.
Okay.
So it is a list from Slash Film. Have you ever been to Slash Film?
not in a while.
But I mean, it's a movie site.
Yeah, totally rad show. Dave Prent was one of the guys. That,
Yeah, I mean, a pretty decent site. And it's 10 actors who could play Dumbledore in the new movie.
Could or will.
Young.
Could.
Yeah.
Not
Recommendations.
will. They don't know who will because...
And then are these people considered? I mean, by like producers, like
No.
This is the community saying, hey, this person can play
It's
Dumbledore.
this author saying on Slash Film.
they should get the same old guy.
Huh?
They should-
He's like 100 years younger.
and he's probably still 100 because they.
No, he'd be roughly the same age as Grindelwald.
Yeah, these people live to be 200, so
He was 120 in the Harry Potter movies, roughly.
so 1997 he was 120. That's when it took place, right?
Yeah. Anyways,
So
can
he
we get...
was born 1870.
I'm already turning off the list.
Come on.
No.
I'm just curious.
No, they don't even have anybody that's in considerations, period. There's no rumors. There's no nothing.
I just want to get his age. It
It doesn't matter what the age is.
No, I'm just curious
Well,
now.
it really doesn't matter what the age is because...
When did this movie take place? I just don't remember.
This one, 1926.
I'm doing the math in my head, so it's 70 years before Harry Potter, basically.
This is supposed to...
Roughly.
They said when the movie was coming out, it takes place 80 years before the events at Harry Potter. So he would have been 40.
Yeah.
Are we good?
So you got a list of 40-something actors?
No, 10 actors.
No, I mean, the 40
ages. No, they go from all over. There's ones as young as in their 20s, and there's ones in their 50s.
I was saying, it better not be somebody who's 20.
Well,
because-
Johnny Depp's in his mid 50s.
Yeah, it better be somebody who's basically looks like Johnny Depp in a way.
It
because-
really doesn't matter when it comes to makeup and stuff. Obviously, we've seen all kinds of people with all kinds of different
Yeah,
makeup.
so
on.
you guys a fan of his look, Grindelwald? Like, I don't know if they ever described him.
I don't
I know
know.
they showed him in the last one, but I don't remember what he looked like.
I remember exactly what he looks like, but I don't know. I mean,
The
I'll
bleach blonde
wait and see. I'll reserve judgment.
with a little mustache. Look at Mordecai.
This list says, before we get to the list, it should be explained that our train of thought for finding the perfect candidate skews towards European actors because that's the tendency of the
He's
cast
supposed
of
to be British, right.
all the roles. It says, despite the fact that Johnny Depp has been brought in to play Grindelwald, breaking the usually strict casting rules of bringing in British, Irish, and Scottish and other European stars into the Harry Potter franchise, but we did include one American actor in the list, okay? You ready?
Okay.
First one, Jared Harris. You know who he is?
Not by name.
You see Book of Shadows? You saw Book of Shadows? Moriarty from Book of Shadows,
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes. Looks like this.
Oh, yeah. I know him from something else.
Do you know who he is?
What the hell do I know him from?
He's Richard Harris's, the original Dumbledore. That's his son.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of be cool if he played him,
He's
right?
the
Yeah.
one who wanted the original Dumbledore to be in the movie because he's a big fan?
Him?
Wasn't that the story?
I don't know.
They said, oh, it was his grandkid or something. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
Like, some kid talked the original Dumbledore into playing that part.
Oh, yeah.
Some family. So it's that guy.
No, I doubt it. Probably his son. But so Jared Harris.
You know him from? Mr. Deeds is at it again. Longfellow Deeds is at it again.
Oh, yeah. That is him, huh?
Yeah.
But it says perhaps one of the most obvious choices because Jared Harris is the son of Richard Harris. He's a little older,
Okay.
obviously.
A big-
How do you
big
guys
fan-
feel?
Big fan of that choice.
Yeah, big fan of that choice?
Yeah, I am.
Next one, Hugh Laurie. The guy who played House.
I can't. I have a hard time, even though I know he's in things way before House and way after House.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time seeing him not as House, so
Yeah.
I'm not sold on that.
I wouldn't be...
Great actor.
Yeah,
though.
great actor. I wouldn't... He kind of has that sarcasm. You think...
Subtle hints.
Yeah.
He doesn't look. There's like a look to somebody being so prestigious, I guess.
Liam Cunningham.
Yeah. What's his name? The Onion Knight.
Yeah. This is a list of people in all various ages. So...
He's a little older.
He seems a little old.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that.
And he doesn't have...
Well, he's awesome in Game of Thrones.
And what has he been in besides this? I mean, not that matters.
You know, I have seen stuff. I've noticed, like, after watching Game of Thrones, you notice some people in movies. I think I've seen him before somewhere. Same thing like Stannis.
The next one, I think, is a good one. Paul Bettany, The Vision.
I know who he is.
That's not too bad.
I think that'd be a pretty good one.
I'm not against that.
You think he could, because Dumbledore's a little flamboyant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely see him.
I think that would be very interesting. I'm a fan of his, so yeah. Okay, number one in him.
This one's the one American actor that you put on here
Okay.
who can play anything.
Okay.
Daniel Day-Lewis is listed as number 5.
I'm not down. I don't want him in the Harry Potter universe. I don't want him.
You know he would do an excellent job, but there's
but
no
it's
way.
all-
I don't want him
Yeah.
to pretend magic's real offset and fucking kill somebody and walk off a cliff.
There's no way they'd get. This
My-
even
my-
says
My name is Professor Dumbledore.
it even says there's a 99.99% likelihood this won't happen.
This is my student, Harry Potter.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the second part of the list. I like Paul Bettany, and I like
The first
Richard Harris's.
See, just
son.
echoing what I said.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hugh Jackman. It's just a huge no.
No.
There's no way.
Nah, although he does look old as fuck now.
There's
So
there's just no way.
I cannot see Wolverine.
I actually like the next one if it'll actually load. Eddie Izzard.
Really? You like that?
Yeah. Why not?
Is
Decent actor.
He's gay.
He-
He's basically the Dumbledore is, so yeah, that. I'm not sold on that though.
I definitely think he could pull it off.
Like the guy, no problem with the guy.
Sorry, Daniel Day-Lewis is British. He's not English, or he's not American.
No, I was doing his Daniel Plainsview
Yeah.
accent.
Well, I said he was the one English.
American, yeah.
I've abandoned my boy.
I'm trying to get this to. It just completely froze up. The next one was Viggo Mortensen.
No.
Nah, typecast.
What do you mean typecast?
I
He
can't.
tried to sing
I
throughout
cannot
the
see him
movie.
as Aragorn.
Aragorn? So you don't like Viggo?
No.
When he was in Eastern Province, I was like, is Aragorn with a Russian accent in a bathhouse, naked,
Viggo
Fighting.
Mortensen.
Aragorn.
Uh,
Didn't see it, did you?
No.
Colin Firth, is that his name?
Colin Farrell? That would be a great choice, dude.
Colin Firth.
Firth.
Oh, Farrell.
You know, who I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah,
Guy from Kingsman.
I was going to say the King's Speech. A lot of
I
Kingsman
don't think
movies.
he would be that good.
I like that choice as third. I'd pick that third. Of this, like if I was ranking these ones right now, I think he has prestigious aura about him. Not an aura.
This one is I think would be all right, even though he's way younger. Way younger.
Oh God, Ezra Miller.
No, Ezra Miller's already. His name's Ben Whishaw.
Yeah, what does he look like?
He's in Skyfall.
Oh, he's Q.
Yeah, he's Q.
He has that prestigiousness about him.
Yeah.
And he's kind of snarky. I can see it. If they're going for like super young Dumbledore, that'd be a good choice.
Well, there. I mean, he should. Could they really make him look 14 years older? Probably.
No.
Maybe. If they make him look like Johnny Depp's equal, I don't see it happening. If they want to say, basically, these guys are the same age, they grew up together, I don't see that. Like, we were lovers. If you see Johnny Depp looking at that kid and saying we were lovers, like, okay, somebody just raped a kid.
It's gonna be James McAvoy.
I wouldn't be.
Calling it now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that shit.
I think Paul Bettany would be a good choice.
I like the first one most of all. Longfellow Deeds is at Harry Potter is at it again.
But that was my. I wanted to see how you guys felt on that list.
That's interesting. I still know how age works in that. Oh, and okay, it's not complaining. This is a question. What disguise was? Was Colin Farrell's character's name?
Graves, Mr. Graves.
Was he, you assume, a person who got killed by, what's his name, and replaced?
Did Grindelwald kill somebody?
Grindelwald killed him in secret.
I think so.
And then I was hoping that they'd show like he had some apologies. Like after the movie's over, I was like, it'd be cool if, like, just like Goblet of Fire, that you found out he was doing apologies portion the whole time. Because that's the one true way for somebody to impersonate somebody. But it made it seem like that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because somebody, I don't know if they've done it in other movies, Revelio. And, like, anybody could cast on anybody and wouldn't hurt somebody who wasn't in disguise. They should just have a Revelio at the door at all times, right?
Well, they're not suspecting
If you're in the fucking Ministry of Magic and that's something that
It's like a metal detector.
Somebody could impersonate you. That seems like something that a house elf, who fucking are everywhere, should just step through the Revelio detector. Okay,
like
pass.
Lee Harvey Oswald could have just been dressed up as a Secret Service member.
Anybody could have been anybody and walked in. I mean, basically, Harry Potter did that. He snuck in the Ministry. It shows you why you guess you should have that. But I didn't know if you guys knew what disguise he was using.
I had no idea.
I feel like I should really work with J.K. Rowling to get some of these issues.
I have some of these things
she'll
out.
figure everything
Yeah.
out.
I mean, she needs somebody to call her out on her bullshit, dudes.
Yeah.
I like that said written by, like, it's cool. She did get her shout out, like, written, but, like, not not based on the book of,
Yeah.
it's like fucking written screenplay by J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, she wrote it.
And I was like, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't think Stephen King's ever done that. All his movies, he fucking hates because somebody else writes it. So it's kind of cool. I mean, George R. R. Martin, I guess, writes a couple episodes of his shit. But the fact that you're basically writing your own movies now.
Well, she's writing a 5-thing story arc.
Did she write the play? What you call it? Was it based off her story?
No, she collaborated with the playwrights, I believe.
Okay, so it was just like her idea. They put it to paper and
Yeah.
did this whole song and dance number. And
She gave her stamp of approval.
and she reaped the fucking profits every day. It's like, what? It's only a second.
That's why they're gonna let her write her stuff.
You know,
like,
I heard at one point that she was the only person to lose their billionaire status due to charity.
That's all. Everything I've seen on her in
That was
public.
awesome.
Yeah, it's like Bill Gates. It's like nothing bad. It's like she just seems like a good person who stands up for weak, the abused people and weak people or whatever. Are you tired, Robert?
I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
you bored?
No, I'm just tired.
Piece of shit.
I work kind of hard.
Yeah. Yeah, right, dude.
Kind of hard.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
So that was Fantastic Bitches. Like I said, it's a rent.
It's a rent.
It's good for a one-off. Maybe two.
I'll definitely buy it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, Beast again? Maybe. I don't know. It's funny. In my head, this is half nostalgia and stuff, but like I wouldn't put it above any of the Harry Potters. Is that horrible?
No.
No, I don't disagree with that.
Different kind of movie, but
But I definitely think it has a lot of room. It has a high ceiling.
if I considered the original the original 8, like Lord of the Rings, this is The Hobbit. I know you compared it to it. Where like it's in the same universe and it's cool because of that, but like it's not as good by like a long shot.
It definitely.
Fills a void.
One movie in, fills a void. One movie in, I think it's a more solid story than
better than Hobbit. But
Hobbit.
You can see the comparison
Yeah.
in between like the main series and now the offshoot series.
Yeah.
So I was expecting worse. So that's good because the trailers never sold on me one bit.
Yeah.
And I forgot. I remember seeing the first trailer or the teaser dropped like over a year ago, wasn't it? I remember this movie. I remember thinking like fall of 2016 is gonna be like fuck, it's a long time. Now I'm like, oh shit, it's here.
Yeah. Now it's 2 years until the next one.
Yeah, I mean we'll see a teaser like in a year probably.
Yeah.
And we'll have to wait a year after that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it'll be cool. I hope we get some fucking cool duels in there and shit.
Well, they gotta build up to that. Grindelwald's obviously trying to
4
build some kind of
years.
an army, trying to recruit all those obscurists.
You know, whatever Newt's story is going to be, I think Grindelwald's going to be his rise to power is going to be the most interesting thing happening in the movie, if not in the background of the movie. Because just any rise of any villain or their arc, like Voldemort's, everything about him is interesting. You know, whether him trying to come back to life or his followers, just all. It's better than, you know, complains about.
Snapshot judgment right now, Grindelwald seems a lot less dramatic and a lot more I'm
Angry.
gonna fuck you up
Yeah.
than Voldemort did. Voldemort's
Grindelwald's already speaking in riddles, so it's going to be him
Well, is he
whispering.
referencing Horcruxes?
He's going to be whispering in
Maybe.
people's ears. I got a secret. We all die a little. Come to my house.
It is weird that it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it is weird.
He's box office disaster.
Well, I mean, it's made like $300 million or something already.
Less than all the other Harry Potters.
Yeah. That's
So, Johnny Depp, he struck again.
I think that'll be it for this week. Next week will be our holiday episode, our Kwanzaa or Hanukkah,
Thank you.
Xmas.
We'll have Jesus here and Santa. Who else are you promising?
Duel it out.
And Moses.
You can have your duel there.
You don't watch Teen Titans Go, but Santa's like a villain. And he tries to take over all the other holidays because he believes they should all belong to him.
Oh, the real Santa is like something impersonating.
No, it's
No,
the real
it's the real
Santa.
Santa.
Nice.
All right, that's this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood,
The two wives.
Corey
Two
Urkel,
wives.
and Katrina the Liar.
Yep.